And although Turkey has been making several overtures, particularly in recent times, to bridge the gap, and it has had some success because of its economic might, they're not quite friendly. And so Turkey, in order to assert the other identity, which is its Islamic identity or its Muslim identity, has assumed an Islamist platform, and that is the platform of the Muslim Brotherhood. And in that particular endeavor, Turkey has gone out to other parts of the world. And its first target was in the Turkic-speaking nations, particularly in Central Asia, going all the way up to Xinjiang in China. The second thrust was what he thought could be people of Turkic origin or connections in South Asia and Southeast Asia as well. Then he wanted to get into the areas that were in a sense new, which was Africa and others. And so you see that he has consistently pushed this Islamist idea and the Muslim Brotherhood in many of his relations. So how does this patch up with the three major powers that you talked about? Because if you look at this particular context that Turkey actually operates in, you see that with the US, a rising middle power does not wish to upset the balance, but it always wants to challenge it. And so you see the kind of pricks and thorns that it comes up with in the NATO relationship, for instance, whether it is for new membership of certain countries, how it seeks to exact concessions, whether it is setting up alliances and partnerships with countries that are opposed to NATO. And let us recall that in the first round of Trump 1.0, there was a certain understanding that Turkey, particularly Erdogan, was able to achieve with Trump, and there was an expectation that that would continue. We are seeing early signs of that, but it is still not fructified quite completely. And so Turkey is not wishing to place all eggs in the same basket. It has a very difficult history with Russia because the Ottoman Empire had clashed with the Russian Empire. And there are still parts of Eastern Turkey which were under Russian control. And if you go there, you hear the common man talking about the Russians were there across that particular castle or fort. And so that sense has been very strong. But what Erdogan has done is to use this so that he can forge a particular relationship with President Putin and to work on common areas, particularly in terms of the neighborhood. And so you find Russia has been a very useful ally for Turkey in terms of various initiatives immediately south in Syria, Iraq, on some of the issues that they have. Of course, these are also issues on which they have had differences and even strong points of difference.